Hello, I thought I'd just bring you all up to date on the goings on and happenings up here at Stocks Reservoir over the last 10 days or so. It's been fantastic fishing. The fish have been right up in the water, they've been feeding on emerging buzzers, the swallows have been hard at them as well, and the martins, and they've now been joined by swifts. It hasn't been good on every single day, we've had some blips in it, but on the whole it's been fantastic. I think the simplest way for me to do this is to highlight some of the competitions that we've hosted over the last 10 days and how some of the anglers gained their success in those matches. So we'll start on Sunday the 28th. We had Horwich and District Anglers with Mick Hogg up here. It was great to see all those guys again for their annual bank match. Their top rod was Tom Elliott. He had 9 fish, he put 5 on the scales for £14 10 ounces, and he used intermediate line with lures and dowels backs fished off Ben's Beach. So well done, Tom. Great angling, nice pick at the end of this clip as well. Then on the same day we had the EPP up. Now these are the guys trying to represent England on the either the European team or the world team, the elite anglers. And they fished for 2 3-hour sessions on this day. They had a massive number of fish. Over the 6 hours, these 12 anglers had a rod average of 14.75. So there really were some big scores. Carl Nixon won the first session. He had 20 fish, covering rising fish, drifting along the buoy line there at the top end of New Close. And he was closely followed with 17 fish by Mike Dixon. In the afternoon, the fishing was a little bit tougher. Harry Fox was top of the pile with 11 trout. And Scott Nellings also on 11 trout as well. So great angling. I know that Mike Dixon was fishing a die 3 sweep. He actually caught the most fish over both sessions. A die 3 sweep, 2 white lures, covering rising fish and varying his retrieve, getting them to chase, turn and take. So awesome sport. Great to have you up here and all the best of luck with your endeavours for England. Now, I'll jump now from Sunday the 28th to Tuesday the 30th. And we had the Lancashire Fire and Rescue Open. They had 34 anglers take to the water, and most of them were watching Neil Ashworth catching lots and lots of fish. He had a red letter day. Neil caught 27 fish over the course of their match. He put 5 on the scales for £12.4, and his bonuses gave him a total weight of £56 4 ounces. An amazing catch. Him and his boat partner Frank Bond, who also added 15 fish as well, they were the top pair in that one. So well done Frank, well done Neil, that was amazing. Gnashing at their heels was Elliot Horrocks and Ken Horrocks. Now Elliot Horrocks is one of these anglers that seems to be in the prizes every single year he comes in. It was no surprise to me that he came in with the best fish of the day, because he nearly always does. He caught a rainbow of £6 2 ounces, and I gather he put one back a lot larger than that as well. So Elliot and Ken Horrocks, sorry, they had 27 fish to their boat in total. A total of 37 fish to their boat in total, and Elliot caught 22 of those. Fantastic angling. They were stripping like mad. Dawson's nomads across the surface on floating lines or midge tips, and their arms were going like bees' wings. I was getting tired just watching them. It was great stuff. They did say if they slowed down, they stopped getting takes. On the other hand, is Neil Ashworth actually started doing the same thing on his drift across New Close Bay, but then he switched to twiddling dowelbacks on the washing line, and that's when he left the rest of the field behind. So fantastic angling. Now, the next match we had, in between we had some good catches right through, but the next match was on the Saturday, and this was Brian Stark and all the guys from Scottish Power. Now I felt for these fellas because they'd been watching these reports, hearing of these great catches, and then they came along and we got a really sudden change in the weather. The temperature plummeted, the wind really picked up, and the fishing took a turn for the worse. They did really well, they caught fish. Their top rod was Mark Davis, who had 4 fish. He put 4 fish on the scales for £16 8 ounces. His bag including an £8 plus rainbow. Jim Comrie had 5 fish, as did Robin Davis had 5 fish, but they were just picked in weight by Mark. So great to see you fellas, and you were so unlucky with that weather. I hate to say it, yesterday, Sunday, the fishing was back on again. It was on fire. We had the second heat of the Rio 4s, which had 5 teams going out there trying to catch fish. The idea is that they have to go out as a pair, catch 10 fish, and then come into the jetty. Then they get a time bonus added onto the weight of their 10 fish. So each team of 4 had 2 pairs in it. And the first pair back was Ian Gaskell and his youngest son, Liam Gaskell. And the competition started at 10 AM. They were back on the jetty at 11:30. And I think Liam had caught the lion's share of the fish. They were washing lining, green holographic dowelbacks with an olive booby on the point. Awesome angling. They went out again after that and caught lots more fish as well. And only just behind them by about 15 minutes was Ben Bayliss and Dave Morris. They lost 8 ounces in time bonus, but their bag weight more than made up for that, and they ended up taking first place. So well done Ben, well done Dave, that's fantastic fishing. I'll put these full results up on my website. The rod average for that competition, we had 20 anglers out there, caught 180 fish, of it, 138 fish, the majority of which were returned, and gave us a rod average of 6.9 fish per man. On the same day, we had United Utilities held their bank match to try and raise the team or find out the team that were going to represent them in their annual wig fig competition, of which they are the reigning champions, I hasten to add. The top rod for them was Steve Garrett, who put 5 fish on the scales, and he won, I gather here, he won a trophy and a packet of hobnobs, so well done. Awesome angling, Steve, and all the best of luck in defending your title. Now that just about brings us up to date. I know there was loads of other good scores. We've had 3 tagged fish caught this week, including 50-pound tackle vouchers and all sorts of other things. So great angling there. Sorry you didn't get a mention, but I'll just finish on today. Today, I think the weather forecast put a lot of people off, but don't listen to it because it's still on fire. Gary and Steve Martin had 29 fish to their boat today. Gary had 18, Steve added another 11. They caught all the way along the buoy line, fishing 2 boobies on a floating line with 2 dialbacks in the middle, holding those flies right up under the surface there. And they covered lots of rising fish, had loads of fun. So well done fellas, awesome score, 29 fish to their boat. Equaling them on numbers as well. We had Ryan Kersel and we had Paul Jones. Ryan had 17 fish to personal tally there. Again, boobies, floating line, buzzers as well. Great fishing. They were found all the way along the buoy line there as well, at the top end of Eking Shallows and over New Close Bay. Paul caught on a sedge right off the top, so that was good stuff. And I've got to mention Alan Jones just because of what he caught on. Alan caught 6 fish, anchored up off Eking Shallows. Said he missed a whole host of others, but he caught on a Bibio booby. That's a fantastic, it sounds like something I'd come up with, that. Great fight. Right, that just about brings us to a close. There are pictures at the end of this of people with their tags and all those winners as well that I mentioned. Stocks is on fire, it's fishing so well. Please come up and give us a visit. Look forward to seeing you. And just one last thing, Carl Hansen didn't actually come fishing this week, but he's a great guy. Cheers.